The reports which helps management to take decision. Last year records you can compare with this year. What is tax? Whatever accounting is done, it is done in historical value. What are the systems of accounting? 80% of the business running under single entry system. In any bank, if you want loan, these are called as bias or Hello everyone, I am your Adarsh sir, lecturing Vidyashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the second session of your accountancy. In your first session, we discussed about the fundas of accounting. Means, what do you mean by accountancy? Definitions, characteristics, as well as objectives of accounting. Along with that, we learned what is debit and what do you mean by credit. In today's session, we go with the advantages, limitations, as well as the branches of accounting, and we go with the types of accounting. Now, so agenda for the day will be what are the advantages of accounting, limitations, as well as explaining the system of accounting. First one, what are the advantages of accounting? Advantages. For each and every concept, we must have advantages as well as limitations. Limitations we call it as disadvantages of accounting. Now, these are the major advantages of accounting. The first one, it provides information about financial performance. What do you mean by performance? Performance means the progress of the business. Without accounting, you cannot get to know the progress or the current position of the business. With the help of the accounting, you can get to know. Accounting provides actual information about financial performance during given period of time. What do you mean by given period of time? For example, 365 days, we call it as one accounting year. Normally in India, we are following 1st April to 31st March is called as one accounting period. Now, whatever transaction happens, buying, selling, expenses, income, everything comes under one accounting period. That is the first and foremost advantages of accounting. Second one, provide assistance to the management. What is management? The group of people who are involved in your business, we call it as management. Who manages your business? Provide assistance to management. Assistance means what? Helping management. Whatever information required by management will be provided or served by accounting. Accounting helps management in business, planning decision making, and in exercising control. For this, it provides financial information in the form of reports. In accountancy, whatever accounting work we do, the final result will be given in the format of reports. The reports which helps management to take decision. There is a major thing. Management, they take decisions according to or on the basis of your accounting reports. Remember, you need not to remember these things, only the points you have to remember. Why? Because there is only one mark question. Advantages of accounting. Write any two advantages of accounting. You should write only provide information about financial performance. The second point will be provide assistance to the management. This much only you have to write. Now, third one, facilitates comparative study. What do you mean by comparative? In your 10th examination, you will be having every month test, monthly tests. For example, last test you scored in social. Out of 25, you scored 22. It is in the month of January. February, again same test on the same subject, you scored 24. Again in the month of March, same subject test, you scored 25. Now, you can compare. Last month you were 22, now you have improved 24, and in the month of March you scored 25 out. This kind of comparison can be done in accounting. Why? Because every transactions are recorded. Once if it is recorded, you can compare. Last year records you can compare with this year. Previous year records you can compare with this year. Last month records you can compare with this month record. That is called as comparison can happen in your accounting. Three things. First one is about financial performance. It gives information. Second one, assist to management. Third one, comparison can be happen. The facility of comparison will be given in your accounting. We'll go for the next one. Helps in settlement of tax liability. What is tax? Yes, whatever income you earn, in that some portion will be given to whom? Government. For example, your profit is 100. Maybe 30% is your tax. Out of 100 rupees, 70 will go to you and 30 will go to whom? Government. This calculation will be done with the help of accounting. With the help of accounting, you can calculate your tax. Next, helpful in raising loan. How? For example, in any bank, if you want loan, they will ask for your financial reports, your accounting records. If you provide your accounting records, if those accounting records which are signed by chartered accountants, then easily you will get loan from bank. Whatever the income tax you paid to the government, if you show all the records to get loan, it will be easy. So helpful in raising loan. For loan purpose, this is very important. Then helpful in decision making. How it is helpful in decision making? It is simple. How means, for example, you want to extend your business. You are running under profit or loss. You have to close or you have to extend. You have to establish. For everything, the solution will be given by accounting. How? After doing your accounting, you will get to know whether you are earning profit or loss. If you are running under loss, you can take decision of closing your business. You can take decision of changes can make in your business. For example, you are running under profit, then you can plan for growth. You can plan for extension. Everything can be done. All the decisions can be taken if you are following accounting, if you do accounting. So these are the major advantages. So my suggestion is, don't go for all 6 points. Remember only 2. In this slide, you have easy topics. You have easy things to remember. For example, helpful in decision making, easy to remember. Helpful in raising loan, easy to remember. Helps in settlement of tax. 3 things. Helps in settlement of tax, helps in decision making, and helps for rising loan. 3 points if you remember, 1 mark you can score. Next one. Following are the limitations of accounting. For everything, if you have advantages, means there must be limitations. For example, you want to purchase a Royal Enfield bullet bike. To purchase Royal Enfield, what you should do? You have to convince your parents. How you will convince? The bike is so good. It is 500 cc. I can go for long drive. It gives mileage of around 40 or 40 plus. The look is good. You can give thousands of advantages from your side. But what your parents says? Your parents says that the bike is very expensive. Limitation. The bike gives less mileage. Disadvantages. The bike, if you resell the 2 lakh bike, if you sell after 1 year, it may go for 1.5 lakh. The resale value is less. Disadvantages. And the bike is heavy. Disadvantages, yes. For everything you will get advantages as well as disadvantages. Similarly, in your accountancy or accounting also, we have few disadvantages. What are those? Now, accounting is not precise. What do you mean by precise? Means it is not out of bias. Bias means confusion. Now, every concept we must have little confusions. Even accountancy also you have little confusions. If you are not good in accounting or if you are not good in reading of accounting reports, you must be in confusion. For example, your company is running good because of lack of proper accountant. Your report showing loss. So these are called as bias or confusions. That is a major disadvantages of your accounting. Second one, accounting is done on historical value. What do you mean by historical? Historical means past. For example, now we are in 2020. You have done your accounts for 2019. For example, that time the fuel cost, your petrol cost was around 68 rupees per liter. But now, what is your fuel cost? Your fuel cost is around 74, almost 78 rupees per liter. So, whatever accounting we did previously, the price changes. So, whatever the calculation or transactions we do it on historical cost. One more best example I can give you. You purchase a house or building for 50 lakh. It is in 2020. The same book you are maintaining after, in case of 2010, if you see the same balance sheet, the 50 lakh worth property, now by that time it may be 2 crores. 50 lakh property, after 10 years the worth may be 2 crores, but in your balance sheet, in your report, still it shows how much? 50 lakh. This is called, whatever accounting is done, it is done in historical value, the past values only. Third one, ignore the effect of price level. I gave you an example, the fuel cost. So it ignores the price level changes. Ignore the qualitative information. Sometimes in accounting, the qualitative informations which are missing, because if it is not related to particular the business, if it is not related to your transaction, we will not consider that. Even though the transaction value is high, if it is not concerned to your business, we will ignore that. So in accounting, sometimes the qualitative information vanishes. It won't appear in your book. Next, affected by window dressing. What do you mean by window dressing? I'll give you a small example. You will understand what is window dressing. For example, it is a bank, some XYZ bank. You have deposited 10,000. So he is a person who is called as cashier of that bank. How much you deposited? 10,000. Just assume there is no computerized accounting, everything is going manually. Manually means in the books only they are doing all the work. We go 10 years back. XYZ bank, how much you deposited? He is a cashier. You deposited how much? 10,000. Your name is P. What is your name? P. Now, when it is deposited on Monday. When it is deposited on Monday. Now, what cashier does? He will collect 10,000 from you and he will keep it in his pocket. Again, I'll repeat. He collected 10,000 from you on Monday. He keeps this in his pocket. Now, on Tuesday, some person called M. So he deposited 10,000. How much he deposited? 10,000 to the same cashier. How much Mr. M deposited? 10,000. When he deposited Tuesday. Now, whatever 10,000 deposited by M, this 10,000 will be shifted to your account. You deposited on Monday, but your account credited on Tuesday. Means whatever paid by you, it is in his pocket. Whatever paid by Mr. M, it is transferred to you. Next day, it may be Wednesday. Mr. Y on Wednesday, he deposited 10,000. Whatever 10,000 deposited by Mr. Y, this will be transferred to M account. You are receiving your 10,000 in your account only, but one day late. Means the 10,000 used by cashier. Next day, he collect money from somebody and that money will be transferred to you. Another day, he collects money from somebody. That money will be transferred to the previous person. Every day, internal adjustment he does. At the end of the month, he gets salary. From that salary, he will deposit to last person. Means he is not cheating to anyone, but he is postponing of deposits. This we call it as window dressing. Clear? So here there is no cheating, but whatever the deposits happening, those are happening one day later. That is called window dressing. These are major disadvantages of accounting. The last part and interesting part is systems of accounting. What are the systems of accounting? Now we have two types of accounting. It is not types, it is a systems of accounting. Which are those two? One will be double entry system, other will be single entry system. What do you mean by single entry and what do you mean by double entry system? 20% of the business running under double entry system. 80% of the business running under single entry system. I'll give you a small example for single entry as well as double entry. Now, I'll go with double entry. Later will come for single entry. Now, double entry system means I can take example of your Infosys company, Wipro, or few reputed institutions are good companies. Whatever accounting they are maintaining, that is called as double entry system. If you go to any Loyal World or more or some grocery shop like the proper malls and all, if you purchase even it is 10 rupee worth grocery, what they will do? They will give you proper receipt for that purchase. If you buy anything from the malls, if you purchase any movie tickets, so what you will get? You will get 100 rupees receipt. So these are called as double entry system. Why? Because They are maintaining their books properly. For example, they have purchased some goods for 100. They will maintain two records. The thing is, they purchase from XYZ and cash is 100. Single entry and one more entry, we call it as double entry. Both the parties are affected. They are losing 100 rupees and they are giving to whom? XYZ. And all the expenses, all the incomes, all the transactions which are recorded properly. If there is a purchase, they will record in purchase book. If it is a sales, they will record in sales book. If they are paying salary to the employees, separate book will be maintained, payroll or salary book. For everything, systematic manner, they will run their accounting process. That is called double entry system of accounting. Now, what do you mean by single entry system of accounting? So, every day in the road street, if you have snacks, for snacks, will you get any receipt? Road side, you purchase some popcorn or something for 20 rupees. If they give bill also, we will not consider. Why? Because the amount is small, less amount. So, these are the examples for single entry system of accounting. They maintain only single book. In a single book, they write everything. In today's business, I'll collected 500 rupees. My overall expenses is 400. My income is how much? 100. In a single book, they write everything. They will not maintain any accounting books. They will not maintain any accounting rules or regulations. These are called as single entry system of accounting. Like the shops which are maintained on street, these comes under single entry system. If anybody not maintaining their books of accounts properly, or all the whatever accounting information which are incomplete, we call it as single entry system. In a single book, they maintain everything. There is no two records for transaction. That is called as single entry. If they are maintaining properly in a systematic manner, we call it as double entry system. For everything, two effects will be there. Means your purchase, sales, everything will be maintained separately, but your purchase, sales, expenses, everything which are maintained in single book, that is called double entry as well as single entry system of accounting, which are very important. You will get problems on single entry as well as double entry system of accounting. So this is all about your today's session. You learned the advantages as well as limitations of accounting. At the end, the systems of accounting, which are those single entry as well as double entry. If the accounting informations are incomplete, that is single entry. If the accounting informations are maintained properly, which is complete, even though it is 1 rupee expenses which are recorded, that is called as double entry system of accounting. We'll end this session with a saying that learn concept and earn marks. In the next session, we'll go with the basic concepts or basic terms of accounting.